The future of digital music is wide open. No joke. We all know that. But there's two different providers that are taking two different avenues, and it's worth talking about. What's going on, people? My name is Sweet Deat, and I am so glad that you have found my channel. If you're new here, kick back, relax, make yourself at home, click the like button if you end up liking the video, and consider becoming a subscriber and joining the team. We talk about music, business, finance, strategy, current music trends, and also a little bit about guitar and harmony and music and all that kind of stuff. Woo! Too much coffee today. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and checking out yet another video. And you know what's coming up next. That's that artist of the day. So let's get to it. Let's talk about an indie band that I just found out about that I'm kind of really digging. This band is called Reptile Room, and they are really cool. If you're a fan of like ambient guitar noises and a singer that can really sing her tail off, this might be the band for you. They've been playing a lot of the local clubs here in Atlanta and around the circuit, and I recently sort of found out about them, really digging them. So I think you should check them out. So I'll leave a link in the comments below and give them a click and say hello. We've got a lot to talk about in today's episode, so let's get to it. Bandcamp and Spotify. Two different roads and a wide open future. Today we're going to talk about Spotify and we're talking about Bandcamp. Two different companies, two different ideologies of what the future might be like, and the two different public perceptions of these two companies couldn't be any farther apart. Spotify is all about playlists. Bandcamp is still about the album. Spotify's payment system is highly frowned upon and very cryptic. In Bandcamp, you get to choose how much you want to get paid. Spotify requires you to work with a specific distributor network. Bandcamp is open to everyone. Spotify's revenue comes from ads and data diving. Bandcamp just simply offers a revenue share and collects no information about you at all. And by you, I mean the consumer and also the provider of art. Spotify is worth $54 billion. Bandcamp is privately owned and has been in the black on the books since 2012, as it's reported, and it continues to grow every day. So who's doing it right? I mean, is one better than the other? Does everyone have to be a certain way? It seems like Bandcamp is doing it opposite to basically every other streaming service there is. And yet every year they seem to increase in overall value and also usership. The perception of these two companies couldn't be any different, and it really shows in the connection between the artist and the platform. So I'll explain. Daniel Elk continues to deny that artists are unhappy with his service as far as payouts are concerned. Daniel Elk keeps saying for Spotify, all the artists are very happy with the payouts. And I think if you ask any artist, aside from like a major one that gets a bajillion streams a year, you're probably going to hear some disgust in the amount that they pay out per stream. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fence, you've got somebody like Bandcamp who continues to do these art-centric Fridays to help out artists during this hard time of COVID by literally saying they're waiving all of their fees for an entire day to encourage the market to come to Bandcamp and spend money and directly support musicians. Musicians on these days get 100% of the proceeds. Bandcamp waives their fee 100%. What's interesting to me is that Bandcamp doesn't really consider themselves a streaming service. And that is kind of an interesting take because most people these days that are in that type of business would consider themselves a streaming service. There's just something about Bandcamp that's just so different than everybody else, and somehow they're surviving in this whole market. And it really makes me wonder, can both coexist, or will eventually one be overcome by the other? And obviously right now Spotify has the marketing dollars and they have the overall strength in market. All this to say, It seems like that the game has changed for us musicians, and how we used to take 3 years to build a piece of art to put out. It seems like the world is forcing us to put out more and more art because the medium is being squashed by the internet. And if you're not putting out things all the time, you're very easily forgotten. I think that would sort of not apply to sort of what I would call the legacy artists, which are people that have been around pre-streaming, that were already massive bands that could wait 2 to 3 years to put out material. But it just seems like these days, that's where the world is. What do you think about all this? Do you like Spotify? I mean, they have a huge market share of listeners, and the chance of being heard is pretty large. Every day there seems to be a lot more training on how to use the platform as an artist to get yourself more listeners and to find more fans of your music. Or do you prefer Bandcamp, where they seem to have a little bit slower model as it pertains to encouraging albums, and also the revenue sharing with the platform is a lot more transparent? I'd be interested in knowing what you think about both of these platforms and which one you choose if you're an artist. If you're just a listener, which one do you use? I would imagine you probably use Spotify more than Bandcamp, but you might have encountered Bandcamp over the last several years or so from going to check out things that your favorite artists have put out. One is more demonized than the other, but both are succeeding, and it will be very, very interesting to see who kind of comes out on top in the next 3 to 5 years. Give me your opinion in the comments below. I'd love to know about it. If you're feeling warm and fuzzy from this video, just click that like button and consider becoming a subscriber. I'd love to have you a part of this channel. Until next time, I'm Sweet Deat, and I'll see you out there in the world one of these days when it's safe. Take care. Have a great day.